What's up, guys? It's Will with Basic Gear Review, and I'm here with Nick Schendzielos. Exactly. Took the words out of my mouth. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right.
Well, you doing well?
Yeah, I'm doing all right right now. I'm doing all right. Yeah.
Sweet.
Cheers,
Awesome.
man. Cheers. How about yourself?
I'm doing well, too. And,
Dude.
I'm getting kind of tired. End of the week, but...
But you killed it at the jam, dude. That
Thank
was
you so
sick.
much.
That was really badass,
I really appreciate that. Coming from you, you know.
No, dude, yeah, I was like,
a big compliment.
dude, that was super. You guys killed
Thank
it.
you.
That was
Yeah.
probably one of my favorite performances all week.
Oh, sweet. Thank you so
Yeah,
much,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah, and then Chris on drums, dude. He's fucking...
Yeah,
He's a force to be
he
reckoned
killed
with,
it.
dude. He's good.
Dude, seriously,
He's
I was
good.
blown away. And Phil was like turning up because you guys were,
Dude.
you know what I mean? Like it was.
Being asked not once but twice by Phil X to come play with him is a fucking surreal thing.
Yeah.
It's insane, dude.
Yeah.
I've been watching him on YouTube doing all this shit. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable. So that was awesome. I really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, of course, dude.
But
yeah, no worries.
you're the focus today. So for the people that don't know who you are, you want to tell us a little bit about what you do, projects and bands you're working with?
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, Nick Schendzielos is my name. I'm pretty sure. I think it is. Pretty sure. Depends on who you ask. But yeah, no, I play with a bunch of different bands. I started out in a band called Ain Matter. It's a band in Denver, like a 2-bass project, 2 basses, drums and vocals, and like a metal thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, I got into Cephalic Carnage, and then I've been with Cephalic Carnage since like 2006. And then from there, just kind of keep going around. Joined another band called Job for a Cowboy, and I've been a Job for a Cowboy since 2011. And then in 2015, I joined Havoc, and then last year formed a new project called Nuclear Power Trio.
Okay, and that's the one with the bi-amping thing you were telling me about, right?
That's actually Ain Matter.
Oh, that's Ain Matter.
So
Okay, cool.
So we're kind of doing like another. I don't know. We're probably gonna do Ain. I don't know if we're gonna call it Ain Matter, but I'm jamming with my drummer Greg Williams.
Okay.
Again, and we're just like in the process of writing new stuff, and I'm not sure if we're gonna call it Ain Matter because it was kind of like the old project, you know what I mean? But the Nuclear Power Trio is with Greg Burgess from Allegiant,
Okay, fuck yeah.
and my drummer Pete Weber from Havoc.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
and I've made this video, put it up on my YouTube channel. It's called Nuclear Power Trio, and it's basically that particular incarnation is Donald Trump on bass, Kim Jong-un on guitar, and Mike Tyson on drums.
There you go. What a trio, huh?
Yeah, but it's gonna be Putin on drums.
Those world powers out there?
Yeah. And so we're gonna put together. We got an EP that we're gonna go record next month, actually.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Sweet.
And
Very cool.
talking to some labels and stuff, and seeing if we can
awesome.
work that stuff out.
That's
so that's gonna be
fucking
cool. It's
great.
like
Yeah.
fusion-y kind of fun stuff. But
That's great.
Yeah, check the video out. Here's the link here.
Ah, right there. Wherever one of our hands was, click that.
Maybe it fell off of my hand into yours.
Right there, perfect. Let's do it. All right, sweet. So you want to tell us a little bit about like the gear you're running with all your projects and things like that?
Okay, cool, sweet, yeah. So basses, obviously, Warwick. No surprise there.
Yeah.
I've got about 4 or 5 Warwicks. Very first one I ever got was a Warwick Fortress.
Okay.
And that was like the first bass that I got, and I was like, I gotta get a Warwick, and I got the Fortress, like that body style. Still have that thing. Still use it here and there. And then I got my custom shop, and this is a Streamer Stage 2 custom shop. You got Buckeye Burl right here on this bad boy.
Beautiful.
And then I've got a Tiger Stripe Ebony fingerboard with a snakewood binding, and obviously the LEDs so I can grind in the dark. And then on the back I've got Swamp Ash, and then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 piece neck of Wangy and Purple Heart. And then I put Aguilar DCB pickups in it, and the Aguilar OBP3 and that. So this is kind of like my #1 bass.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is one I pretty much play with everybody. It's just like, I think after you develop that relationship with it and it's been everywhere with you, and just that feel.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
And when people see you, like there it is, you know? So I think like it's
It
cool
becomes
to
a part of you. It's like a staple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I've got that, and then I've got this other bass over here. This is my Infinity custom shop. Golden Madrone on this one, white, black, Tiger Stripe Ebony, got some custom Nordstrand big splits in there, all these kind of cool kill switch setup. Maybe I'll pull that one out in a bit. But then I've also got another, my main recording bass is Dolphin. I think
nice.
the Dolphin's pretty much my favorite Warwick tone that I've found so far. It's just like oven call, pretty much a full oven call bass, essentially, except for a wingy neck.
Okay.
And then the MEC pickups with the twin J pickup in the back and the regular
nice.
J. Yeah, and I run that with a single coil tap, then everything flat, and that's like pretty much my go-to recording bass sound. And I'll maybe It depends on the project. Like with the Job for a Cowboy stuff, I really love just being clean.
Yeah.
And that. There's a record called Sun Eater that we put out in 2014, and that's like by far my so far I think my favorite bass tone I've ever gotten, and, and favorite material that I've put out. It's very, the bass is like is very prominent.
Okay.
In the mix.
Which is an issue with a lot of metal bands. I feel like it's turning around lately, but for a while, that shit's not in there. It's gone.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So,
So then
gotta
live,
get some representation. That's
dude.
good.
I mean, it's just like if you're gonna do all this technical stuff in the recording, and then it's just nobody can hear it. It's like
it's
just play the root note.
Yeah.
Just play the root note, and then you can go crazy on stage and not worry about that. But so then I run into. I've been trying to get a good wireless, but it's kind of tough. It's. My buddy Alessandro, he plays for Slipknot now. But when I met him, he was teching for Mastodon.
Okay.
And he would come over and help us out because he's like the coolest dude in the world.
Yeah.
And he would come over and help us out when Job was on Mayhem, and I was playing like a Line 6 wireless or something.
Oh shit. Okay.
And he'd be like, check this out, and he would just come over and unplug my. The wireless, play something, unplug the wireless, and then plug me in with the cable and just be like, just listen. And I was like, shit. And I use the cable for the rest of the tour, and I'm just like, I try to use the cable as much as I can, where to work, you know what I mean? But on those bigger stages, like the performance is such a huge aspect of it, you gotta have a wireless.
Exactly.
And I move around a ton on stage and that kind of stuff, so I'm still trying to figure out the wireless thing. I'm not quite ready to drop like, $6,000 for a Sennheiser Dante system or whatever.
I feel you.
But I want to find that out. But then I run into a Dark Glass Hyperluminal.
Okay.
And that's a really, really cool new compressor that's come out. Before that, I was running an MXR bass compressor, the white one.
Good
also
one. That
really
one's
killer
awesome.
better.
Yeah.
And then I also use, I just got a Dark Glass Microtubes X7.
Oh,
which is super dope.
Yes.
Before that, I've been running their Alpha Omega.
Also incredible.
The Alpha Omega Ultra with the cab sim on the side. The cab sim on the side is super, super cool because we're all on ears now. And it's really cool to have like complete consistency in your sound in your ears every single night with that. And being able to load different IRs into it.
Yeah, exactly. That's just really cool.
Really expands
It's a great idea that they have there.
Yeah, exactly. And then all that stuff pretty much goes to the front of house, and maybe a mic or not, depending upon the sound guy and setup time and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
And then my amp stuff is Aguilar. So I play Aguilar DB751 and an Aguilar.
Really?
And a DB810.
So what gravitated you towards using Aguilar as opposed to maybe like a Warwick or anything other like that? Because I feel like for a metal setting like that, Aguilar is kind of an odd choice for an amp.
Right, and you know what's funny about that is it's like the sickest choice.
Really?
Really, yeah. I went in and I was originally going to get Ampeg because I was just like sort of modeling everything off of Ryan Martini, and LD50 was kind of like my go-to. Like, man, that's my favorite sound. And so I was like, oh, cool, Warwick and Ampeg. And I saved up and I was going to buy this Ampeg cab. And there's a shop up in Fort Collins, Colorado called Spotlight Music. I don't know if they're still around, but if they are, hey guys, thanks. And this guy had, he had the, like a selector set up for the power amp. And I was like, cool, man, I want to buy this Ampeg cab. And I was playing through it and stuff. He's like, okay, cool. He's like, have you checked out the Aguilar? And I was like, no, I know what I want, type of thing. He's like, but just, watch. And he just A-B'd the cab, same everything setting on the amp.
You got like 810s, working with 810s, is that what you're doing?
That was a 410 at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and this was the GS 410.
Okay.
But just, it was night and day.
Really?
I mean, it was just like 100% answered, like, oh my God, yeah.
Okay, because I'm running Ampeg right now.
Okay.
I got an 810 and I got a Fender Super Bassman head.
Okay.
Which sounds good, but I'm going to have to A-B some
Dude,
Aguilar
I'm telling you.
stuff.
So I played, then Aguilar was coming out and I was ordering I was getting the DB750, which wasn't out yet. They were like, yeah, but wait for this one. And the guy from the store literally called up Aguilar and he's like, told him what I do, fast transients, slap, but in a metal context, so still need a lot of beef. And he was like, tell the kid to wait for sure. DB750 is definitely what he's gonna want. And then actually production got delayed.
Okay.
Because of September 11th.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like because Aguilar was right there, and so they were like, it's gonna be another 6 months, and I was like, holy shit! But ended up getting that one, and the most bomb-proof, like amazing tank of a fucking head, dude. The headroom on it is better than anything I've ever played.
And it's a hybrid, right?
And it's a hybrid.
Hybrid, okay.
Yeah, hybrid, and the transformer section in that amp's just got to be huge because it's heavy.
Yeah.
But it's just so much headroom and really, really killer tone right off the bat. I pretty much keep everything flat.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I've been maybe tweaking stuff with the dark glass stuff now too. But so funny enough, then I remember a guy from Troy we were doing the first Summer Slaughter, and he's from this band called Cattle Decapitation. This
Oh,
guy
yeah,
Troy
yeah, yeah.
Elfendal was playing at the time, and I was really stoked because he had an Aguilar, and we were down to share, and I was like, hell yeah. And then, not many people have figured it out. I think it's because it's so prominent, maybe. They got so prominent in the pop and
Like R&B
and
and
R&B
funk and shit
and
like that,
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, you see him on the Tonight Show, like
Oh, yeah,
3 out of
everybody.
3 out of 7 nights of the week is an
Absolutely.
Aguilar. That it's sort of just assumed that it wasn't good for metal, but guess who else plays it? Or who just switched?
Who?
Alex Webster.
Really?
Yeah.
No
Alex,
shit.
Oh yeah, Alex Webster's playing DB751.
You're blowing
and the
my mind
DB18.
right now.
Yeah,
I
dude,
had
it's
no
the
idea.
beefiest, sickest metal tone, in my opinion. It's got and the DB series has this bump in the low mids that is just sick.
Super important too.
Yeah.
For the mix to be heard in the mix behind that kick drum and shit like that. Yeah,
Yep.
that's very important.
I used to have I went back to Aguilar because before I got my endorsement with them, which was like 2006, I was using AccuGroove.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of AccuGroove before.
I've heard the name before.
Yeah, it's super cool cabs. They have a cab called El Guapo, and it's basically meant to be like it's basically meant to be like a studio monitor.
Okay.
Like on steroids kind
Damn.
of. Yeah, so
All
like
right.
it was a 15, a 12, a 6, and 2 tweets,
No
and all
shit.
within their own sealed cabinet within the cabinet, and they got them down to like 68 pounds or something like that.
That's incredible.
70 pounds this thing was.
That's cool.
And yeah, but just like really, really, really crisp. Chord definition was great and very, very neutral sounding. No color at all. So
Okay.
just it was meant to like, hey, you've got this amazing killer woods in your bass, great pickup and stuff. We want it to sound like that.
Oh, okay.
So and I love that thing, but I used it for a little bit with Cephalic Carnage,
Okay.
and man, I just ended up being like getting that Aguilar DB810, and just that the presence and the color that it does have is what I want. And
Okay.
it's awesome, and just handles the grit super, super well, but it just super present. I mean, you can literally have less volume, less stage volume because that bump in the low mids. So I just got some new stuff from them too, though.
Okay.
I got the AG700.
Incredible amp. I
And
love that thing.
yeah,
I love
and
that thing.
2 SL410s.
Okay.
And then I have, for a while, I also have the Tonehammer 500
Yeah, we use that one in studio
and
too.
the 2 SL112s.
Okay.
So right now, and my band would obviously never let me do this, but in my studio at home, I've got the DB810 on its side on the ground,
Oh, okay.
the 2 SL410s upright,
Oh.
and then the 2 12s on top of that,
my
and then
God.
all 3 amps on top, and then
That-
tri-amping it. So just doing, the bass and low mids from the DB810, and then the mids and high mids from the 410s, and then the 12s, which is kind of interesting because you'd want them for the subs.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just the placement of the mountain, a bass mountain.
That's
you
fucking
know?
incredible.
Yeah,
Dude, that
and
is so cool.
Yeah, those are cool. The Neo stuff is interesting.
Yeah, the Neo
I-
stuff's kind of a trip. I mean, if you go from one, well, at least from what I hear from people, if you go from like the DB or the SL to the Neo, it's a little more night and day than if you were to do the opposite. You know,
Yeah.
like if you go straight into the Neo, it's like, great, awesome, this sounds incredible.
Yeah.
But moving back and forth is where people say you kind of start to hear the difference, you know?
Yeah, and I think like it's weird because it's definitely a lot more hi-fi. It's definitely a lot more full range
Yeah, yeah.
sounding. So then I'm like, oh, but I missed that bump in the low mid. So then, do I add that in my EQ section to get that presence back?
Yeah, yeah.
But you definitely get like a little more extended lows and definitely extended highs. So I'm
Okay,
dialing
so
the
you're-
tweeters back on the SL410s and stuff.
Okay.
But man, the combo of the dark glass stuff with the SL stuff is killer. Yeah, and then there's some new stuff, some sneaky new stuff coming out at NAMM.
Oh, really?
That's gonna be sweet.
Oh, sweet. I'm looking forward to that.
I'm gonna build into the rig too, and
Yeah.
just see how many cabinets I can get.
Yeah, Dave's always a cool dude with us. Whenever we got to go talk to him, he's always super.
Dave's the man,
super cool.
dude.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's so chill. He's
Yeah.
so laid back.
That was the first endorsement I ever got, and
Oh,
I just
really? Okay.
emailed him out of the blue at like 4 a.m. Just like, hey, info@aguilar.com. Hey, I play with Fall Carnage. We're an international touring band. Blah blah. I love your stuff. And the dude emails back 7 minutes later.
What? The
Kind of like a
hell?
Hans Peter. Like,
Okay, yeah.
If you email Hans Peter at 5:03 in the morning, you'll have an email back at 5:05.
That's incredible.
Like it's crazy.
So
So
awesome.
Dave Avenius was like that. He would just email back, and he's been the coolest dude the whole time, and he handled all the A&R himself for like
Nice.
10 years, and he's just the nicest dude.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know?
He's so cool. He's so
Yeah.
cool. Every time we have to talk to him, it's awesome.
Yeah, so that's kind of the main stuff. Oh, and ears. I use ears too.
Okay, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was saying, right now I've got some Sensophonic 3 Maxes.
Okay.
Full soft silicone.
Nice.
Which is dope. Super comfy, like a 40 decibel. It's basically a 40 decibel isolation.
Okay,
So you
nice.
put them in, and it's just like
It's like you're in a vacuum.
yeah, but that lets you have much quieter pack volume.
Okay,
Which
yeah.
is the whole idea of in-ears is
Because
to
it doesn't
save,
have to overpower the crowd and all that kind of stage volume and
yeah.
stuff. Okay.
So the whole idea of in-ears is to save our hearing. Well,
Yeah,
if you're
absolutely.
running 18 drivers an inch from your ear without a solid seal,
Yeah.
or without a really, really good seal, then you're cranking, you're bumping to make it sound good, and then
it's just
you're
defeats the
ringing at
purpose
the end of the
right
night. Yeah, it sounded great, but
yeah, the
trying to
whole
keep my
point
hearing.
that never comes back either. You lose that hearing stuff, and it's gone. So
I know.
that's-
Well, but we're gonna have some. This is my hope, anyways. I really hope that we get some, and I've read some stuff like there's a guy named Ray Kurzweil. Have you ever heard of it?
I think I have now.
Okay, so Ray Kurzweil, I forget his actual title. I think he's like information technology at Google. He's the dude, and he was the guy who created Kurzweil keyboards.
Okay.
And he created the first readers for blind people that would read out loud. You know, they would scan out a
Oh,
book
yeah,
and read
yeah,
it.
okay.
Yeah. I want to say Stevie Wonder plays Kurzweil.
Okay,
And so
okay.
he's got like 120 patents, and he's this brilliant dude. But his whole thing now is this like sort of, I want to say, like transhumanism. Essentially, like transferring our he's basically trying to eliminate death.
Wow.
Yeah. And he does all this crazy stuff. He's working with this other doctor. I think it's Terry Grossman is the other doctor, but they have this book called Transcend.
Transcend.
And it's all about, like, the book is sort of told from the story of like 2034 and then 20-something. And they have two different answers for each one. So they'll be like, all right, medical problem 2008, 2015, or whenever the book was read. How do we handle it? What's the prognosis? Like, what's the outcome? And then they have themselves answer from 10 or 15 years from now, and then an answer like 25 or 30 years from now. And where everything's going with nanotechnology, and where nanobots are going to be in there, gray goo, all that kind of stuff, and then like orally ingested DNA restructuring pills.
Oh my God.
Right,
That's
that like we're on the
incredible.
way. Like they're basically like he's basically in the book. They're like, if as long as you don't get your head cut off, or like some other kind of like your brain crushed by
Yeah.
like a giant boulder, like Piggy from Lord of the Flies.
Yes,
Man,
exactly.
that was a brutal scene.
That was
as long
very
as that
brutal.
nothing like that happens. He's like just regular, cellular mitosis death. Where we just slowly age and the body stops being able to repair itself. He's like, if you can make it 20 years, this guy's like, you can live forever.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so
that's
we're really living in a really
insane.
crazy time. Tying that all back together, though, so the idea that I'm hoping for is orally ingested DNA restructuring pills that will regrow the cilia in your ear that have broken off.
man.
And maybe we can even, they can even have the genetics design it so pinpointed that they could be like, hey, we can grow extra cilia and get you like lower than 20 hertz or higher than 20K.
Dude,
So that's kind of
that's
that's my hope for my hearing loss. I know I have from
Yeah.
being really stupid and irresponsible with my ears over the years.
I think we've all done it, honestly. We
Yeah.
all feel it.
Yeah, I mean,
Sleeping in
something-
these hotel rooms, dude, they're dead quiet. My ears are just going, like
Yeah,
ringing so
I have
bad.
to have headphones in or
Yeah,
white noise or a fan.
Me too. That's how I am
Yeah.
at home. I can't sleep in silence. I just can't fall asleep. It's impossible.
Yeah. But then that all that stuff ties into the singularity. Are you familiar with that?
No.
The singularity is
Shit, we're going to a wormhole
another book. Yeah, basically another book of Kurzweil wrote called "The Singularity is Near," and it's basically like sort of like the telescoping nature of evolution is. If you look at like the universe as a whole, 13.7 billion years, and you're like, okay, well, how long for Earth? 5 billion years.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have to like zoom that out to this, and be like,
Yeah.
okay, well, how about life on Earth? And then you cut even further and you'd be like, okay, well, how about
Human
life on Earth? And you're down to like,
There's something that they say that if you take the entire span of existence and put it on a clock, humans arrived at like 2 minutes to midnight or 1 minute to midnight or something like that.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
incredible.
But so you're zooming in, then you get down to the point, you'd be like, all right, it's evolution. It's evolution is furthering this process along, moving our life form and our planet along. And so we get to this point now where we're like, okay, agricultural revolution, 10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Industrial revolution.
Even less.
100
just
something,
like,
10 times less time.
Yeah.
And then you look at like the computer revolution, and what's happening is we're going to reach a crescendo. We're reaching this point, and the idea is basically, he's like, with technology and artificial intelligence, that we're going to merge our consciousness with our technology. And that will be,
That's heavy. That's crazy.
Yeah, that basically like the once artificial intelligence becomes or surpasses all human collective knowledge, and then we merge our consciousness with that. I have a song about that on Cephalic Carnage Xenosapien record called The Omega Point.
Omega Point, all right.
Yeah, and it's a really cool short story. I think the short story is called The Last Question.
Okay.
And it's by Isaac Asimov. and it's basically like all human beings are we're reaching this evolution point, and we develop like a supercomputer that can answer all of our questions, and essentially we keep asking the computer this last question. The last question is like, okay, well, so far as we know, what's going to happen with the universe is like the big freeze, right? That like entropy, the problem of entropy, that essentially stars die out. Stars die out, and then everything's just going to go.
It keeps spreading,
Yeah, so we keep asking this computer, how do we reverse entropy? How do we reverse entropy? And the computer keeps being like, I need more data, live more, do more stuff, and it keeps saying not enough input, and it keeps doing that, and eventually we merge with the computer, with the computer, and all like consciousness is merged into the singular point, and still asking itself the question, how do I reverse entropy? And after essentially all the big freeze happens, all life essentially ceases to exist except for this consciousness, this collective consciousness that's trying to just answer this question of how to reverse entropy, and after timeless, countless intervals of time, the computer figures out the answer and says, "Let there be light."
Oh shit!
Yeah,
that is actually extremely incredible.
Isn't that?
Oh
dope?
My god, that's
isn't that a trip?
Sick.
Yeah,
that is so cool.
Yeah.
My god, that took us totally somewhere else. I love it. That was awesome.
It's cool. Yeah, it's sweet, man.
Shit. All right, so let's try to pull this back to GuitCon stuff right here. If you want to just kind of play us out, show us how these things sound. If you want. Beautiful.
Yeah, cheers, man. Why don't you play a little bit?
You want me to play a little bit?
Yes, dude. You were killing it, man.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Listen to this guy play the bass.
Oh, don't oversell it.
I'm telling you, man. I heard him last night. You should have seen this dude killing this. I forgot the low B string. Did you hit it up, man? Yes, dude.
Ooh, thank you so much, man. This thing's fucking beautiful.
Hell yeah.
Beautiful.
Right on,
dude.
dude.
Volume down real quick.
Very sick?
Very sick indeed. All right. Well, I'm Will with Basic Gear Review. We got Nick. I forgot how to pronounce his last name right here.
Schendzielos.
Schendzielos.
Or just Nick Shins on Instagram, which is kind of like my main joint. It's just Nick Shins.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, and my YouTube channel, if you want to check it out, is youtube.com/bassfordays.
We will link here or somewhere.
And I got a bunch of really cool weirdo videos like a zombie Terminator Osama bin Laden thing, and like a mullet clown bass video.
Jesus
with
Christ.
Brian Hopp comes in and is a black metal clown. Nice. Does a black metal clown solo.
Nice. You're saying it's like the black metal paint with the clown colors.
Yeah,
right?
because black metal paint is clown paint.
Pretty much.
If you didn't know, it's the same makeup. It's clown makeup. So just
embrace it.
Take a little bit of the piss out of there. You know what I mean? Like you're wearing clown makeup.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but yeah. So cool. Thanks a lot for having me, man.
Absolutely.
Super dope. This was fun.
Thank you. It was. All right. We'll see you guys next time.